Hi everybody, welcome back to Tips for You. Today I have some great tips for you. I'm going to share with you some tips on how to stay warm when you're out walking in the cold weather. And I'm an avid walker. Those of you that are subscribers know that I do a lot of walking and I go running, and over the years I've developed some really great ways to stay warm. The first thing to go are my extremities, my hands and my feet. And I find that if that happens, my whole walk is over and I have to go back inside. And I'll walk at least 3 times a week, and when I walk like about 4 miles. So I really love to be out there. I won't be out there in the, when the snow is coming down or freezing rain or rain, but no matter the temperature, I'm out there. And when it gets below, 32 and it's in the 20s and teens, I can tell you it is not comfortable unless you're prepared. So I'm going to share with you first 2 great tips that I use to keep my extremities warm. And then I'm going to share with you all the other things that I do to stay warm. If you're looking for more tips on how to stay warm so that you can stay out there longer, then I've got them for you. So the first one I want to share with you is about your hands. My hands are always getting cold, even inside the house. So what I do, if it's real cold out there, and I always buy wool. These are my mittens. I bought these at an Army and Navy store, believe it or not, because I was really searching around for some, really warm wool mittens. And these are for hunting. But I decided that these are warmer than any ski glove I've ever had or anything. So, look for wool, as much wool as possible when you buy gloves and when you buy socks. Socks are another thing. And I'm going to suggest mittens to you. Gloves are really not as warm as mittens, because with the mittens your hands keep each other warm inside. You can, put them in a ball, and it's just better than having your fingers all separated. So what you'll do is you'll get some latex gloves. Put the latex gloves on first, okay, on both hands. And you can buy these at CVS, Walgreens, whatever. I buy the size small because my hands are small. Put the latex gloves on, and then you put on your mitten over the latex glove. Now what does that do? Well, this is so fabulous and it works so great, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. The latex glove holds in moisture, keeps out the cold. By holding that heat and moisture in, your hand stays so warm. When you put the glove over it, you've got a nice little heater. This is fabulous. I've been out for an hour and a half, 2 hours. My hands are great. You can even put your hands in a little ball inside to keep them even warmer if you want. But putting latex gloves on first and then putting your mittens on is the way to go. It's just wonderful. And I've been doing that in the real cold days. If it's in the 30s or 40s, I'm fine. But when it dips below, instead of seeking shelter and not going out, this is what I do. The other tip I want to share with you for your extremities is about your feet. And then I'll go over other areas of the body. Your feet get cold right away. Now, of course, we're wearing, running sneakers or walking sneakers, and they're really not insulated to protect you from the cold. I mean, mine are just Nike running sneakers, and they have the mesh. My feet are cold instantly. So again, I have the wool socks. These are what I wear. These wool socks are fabulous. I got these at Dick's Sporting Goods. They are ski socks. Try to get socks with as much wool content as you possibly can, and I wish I remembered how much they have, but they're definitely over 50%, and they're very thick. And most of the time, this is all I need in my sneakers. So I always, have a winter pair of sneakers, and then I have a pair of sneakers that I wear in the spring and summer months when I don't need so much room in my sneaker because my regular size wouldn't accommodate these very thick socks. Now, when it's really, really cold out, I take an additional step, because these while their socks are great, they're just not enough. So if you need more, it's really cold and you know your feet and you try your wool socks and it's not enough and you want an added layer, what you can do is the following. You can put on a pair of thinner wool socks. This is what I have. These are my thinner pair. And these are great. These are knee socks. You know, they go all the way up my calf, but they're thinner. They're not as thick as those big, thick ski socks that were worn in ski boots. So I'll put these on first, and then what I'll do is I will put a plastic bag, like just a regular Stop and Shop bag, like this. Okay? We all have tons of these from the grocery store. Just take the grocery bag and put it over the foot that has the thin sock. Then what you're going to do is just put on another thin pair of socks that you might have, like, I don't know, a running sock or an ankle sock, you know, cotton sock, whatever you want that's thin, because, you know, you're trying to keep the same, you don't want it to be too bulky. You put that over the bag and then just trim the bag, you know, so that it doesn't bunch up under your leg, and just put your pants down over it, and the plastic bag will break the wind. It'll keep the warmth in that you're achieving by wearing your wool socks, and then the added extra sock that you put on over the plastic bag will keep the bag in place. Now I know what you're thinking, well, can I just put the bag over the wool sock and be on my way? Well, I've tried that, and what you're going to end up doing is slipping. The sock, the bag slips inside the sneaker, so it's not very comfortable, and your feet are sliding all around when you walk, and if you're going up and down hills or running, it's just not that comfortable. So the other thing you might have thought of is, well, how about putting the bag on your foot and then putting your sock on? And I don't like that either, because it really, your foot does sweat, and I find that you can develop skin infections, athlete's foot. Your foot really does need to breathe. So I think it's best if you put it between two layers. So put the sock on, put the bag, then a sock, trim it. Nobody sees it under my sweatpants. I mean, you might make a little extra sound when you walk, but you know, who cares? It's all about staying warm. So those are my 2 tips for your extremities that are really great tips. Okay, so I have to tell you that one of the most important things to wear is a hat, because you lose so much heat through your head. And if your head is warm, the rest of you is going to be warm. And you want to cover your ears with the hat, because your ears, you get ear infections. It's very uncomfortable to have cold, you know, wind going through your ears. You just want to keep your immunity up, and by keeping your immunity up, you have to stay warm. Because as soon as you're, you know, over cold and your body's fighting to stay warm, it just kind of depletes your wellness. So keep that in mind. Okay, so on other really cold days, when it's really windy and cold, I would suggest that you wear a scarf, of course around your chest and around your neck, but also you have one after you put your coat on, and you just put it around your face, up to here. And I don't want to put my face against it because I have lipstick on, and I recommend that if you're going to do this, that you wear like just a clear chapstick, because it'll get on there. And then you put it around you, and you put it over your head, you know, and then up over your face. And I always wear sunglasses when I go out in the cold, because the cold wind bothers my eyes. They start tearing, and it doesn't bother everybody, but it bothers me, so it's good to tuck this scarf underneath your sunglasses that you wear, or your regular glasses, whatever you're going to wear to go outside, and just tuck it under, and it stays nice like this. And I found that the scarves that are like this, crocheted, really large, let air through, because you know, when you're walking, you're breathing, you're exerting yourself. So I've tried just like a regular kind of scarf that's, you know, close knitted kind of muffler, and I don't know, I'm suffocating. So I always reach now for one that's crocheted. And then I have the greatest thing to show you. This is so unique. My daughter made this for me. She took a little crocheting class that they were offering, and she wanted to make me something for Christmas. So I said, how about making me something to walk in the cold weather? And I told her exactly how I wanted it, and she made it. And those of you that can crochet out there, this is just a great thing. As you can see, it's got holes in it, so it's going to let the air go through. Hope you can see that. And what I had her do was make it like a long, it kind of goes wider at the bottom, because that's where it's going to sit around my neck and sort of cover my neck from the cold. And then this comes up here, and I can put this over my face and then tie it. So I'm going to show you how to do that, how I look. And again, I have lipstick on, so I don't want to get it on this, but you get the effect. See? It goes around me like this. Let's stand up a little so you can see the bottom. And then this part's loose, and it has a little tie. She put a little tie in. She kind of laced it through the top. I can go over, all the way over my nose with it, or just my mouth, and then I can pull it tight like this. Perfect, right? It's so convenient, and it's so comfortable, and it perfectly blocks the wind. And there's only a handful of days where I really need this, where it's just so windy and uncomfortable. And you know, you don't want your face to freeze, and your lower mouth and your lips. It's just so uncomfortable. Okay, now I usually don't have any problem with my midsection because I can wear, a nice sweater and a turtleneck, and I'm always warm there. I always go out though in double pants. I never go out in single pants until the weather is warmer. I always wear a pair of leggings underneath my sweatpants, and I always wear sweatpants because they're the most comfortable. I have room to move, nothing's rubbing or anything like that. Because when you're walking miles, you want to be comfortable, and sweatpants for me. And I have a really great pair of Champion sweatpants that are warm and thick. And then I wear a pair of like thin leggings underneath, and I am good to go. So that is my gear that I wear to go winter walking. Now, if I were going to go out running, I wouldn't be so heavily bundled, because when I run, you start to perspire quickly, so you want to layer more, and it's more important that you have, your neck covered, so use a scarf and a turtleneck, and then some type of sweatshirt, and then I usually have a windbreaker over that. And, you're moving, so the main thing is that you break the wind and still stay warm. I have a great Under Armour shirt that I wear underneath that's great for perspiring, and it keeps you warm. And then I can just, put a sweatshirt over that and a windbreaker. It all depends on how cold you get. Some people don't feel the cold at all. I mean, my son doesn't feel the cold at all. My husband doesn't feel the cold, but I do. So it depends. And you take measures so that you can be out and you can be comfortable, and you don't have to let the weather get in your way if you want to get out there and, be in the fresh air and the sunshine, which is good for you in the wintertime, and continue your fitness program. Because it's great to stay fit in the wintertime. For some people, walking is all they can do if they have injuries, etc. So, keep that in mind, that there are things that you can do to be comfortable. I hope you enjoyed all of my tips today on learning about what I do to stay warm in the wintertime so that I can keep my walking. And please subscribe. Because I have a lot more tips to come. So if you're new to Tips for You and this is the first time you're seeing me, just click that little subscribe button above the video, and then you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And please visit me at my blogspot. That's where I do a lot of writing on different topics of interest. And I'm on Facebook and Twitter, so please like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter so that we can stay connected there as well. And I will talk to you soon. So please stay warm. Give those tips a try. Bye-bye now.